And you are watching / listening to another edition of Blewetts Blitz. Sabo, we have, I think, 10 days until rookies report at this point. So we're in the home stretch of having really nothing to talk about and really kind of pulling content out of our ass at this point. So I'm excited for people to for football to actually be played. But I think it's 9 more days, right? I know you're busy on the back end of stuff. Sabo's going to make more appearances. Sabo's going to be doing more podcasts. Sabo's going to be showing up on live streams more. I'm excited. Sabo, how you doing, man?
You guys, long story short, you guys are going to be sick of seeing my face. And yeah, I'm miserable doing the development stuff. But, once this Nets fan schmuck over here challenged me to a fantasy draft, I had to take him up on it, and someone just rang the doorbell. I'm going to ignore it. Hopefully it's a package. So yeah, I mean, how dare you think you could beat me in this?
You said Nets fan schmuck. It's
Nets fan, Brooklyn Nets fan. Yeah, schmuck was a little harsh.
Schmuck is fine. Schmuck is completely fine. It's listen, dude, like it's coming from the Jets and all their down years, the Nets 12-70 with Devin Harris, to having probably the worst experience or go through of a superstar big three. I think Harden, Kyrie, and Durant played 13 games together overall, and then you lose a series by a big toe with Kevin Durant. The Mets, it's been brutal. The only hope I really have is obviously the Jets this year and the Devils making some moves, but the Nets,
Devils made some moves, man. Devils made some moves. They're looking not bad, I must admit.
Yeah, I would like to see him get another forward with Hughes, but past that, they brought in some defenders, some tough guys, Dylan, Pesci, all that stuff. So I'm excited to see the Devils. But today I am going to whoop Sabo's ass in terms of roster building. That's the plan. So what we're gonna do, again, just having some fun here, looking for some content. We are going to basically both start off a Jets roster. We're going to build a 22 deep. Obviously fill all the spots. We're going to figure out whether it be 11 personnel, 12 personnel, nickel, base, depending on who gets drafted. We both start off with Aaron Rodgers, and we're gonna basically just draft the team. Whoever drafts the players on their team comes off the board, and we're going to see who has the best 22, and then you guys vote on who has the better squad, and then maybe we'll put it up on Twitter and get some votes there as well. But I'm excited. We both like fantasy drafts. We both have that the addictive personality of fantasy type stuff, and this is the same feel. Even though I could say I don't know if I've won in our league yet, but Sabo, you haven't been so impressive in the leagues I've been with you for a guy who talks so much smack. So I don't know.
Dude, I've been drafting fantasy when you were in diapers in the late 90s. I don't want to hear it. When I add on the Jet X fantasy leagues and they're like my 6th and 7th leagues, I can't do it. It's just too much.
Remember, I am not our new writer Connor. You're only you're in your late 30s, right? I think you're only in your late 30s.
41, man.
41. Okay, so you got 10 years on me. So I guess if you were drafting when you were 10 years old, then yeah, I guess I wasn't in diapers. So.
I exaggerate somewhat.
Yeah. So what's up to Dano? Rich, tell me, how will our D tackles do it? Yeah, I know Rivka just had a podcast last night where the main crux of it was about the defensive tackles. It's something that I think Sabo and I both talked about it when you were on a week or two ago. It's one of our biggest concerns is the D tackles. So
yeah.
We'll see. Well, we've been talking about it a ton. Dano's in here again. Connor's in here. Why Aaron? Okay, he said he's just kidding or Jets kidding. I think he's meant just kidding. But yeah, it's a thing where, hey, if I had Aaron Rodgers and Sabo has Tyrod Taylor, obviously I'm going to win, right? So we both start off with Aaron Rodgers at this point.
We got to. I mean, that's the only way to do it. And I'm going to share my screen.
Yep.
Because I got it all loaded up here.
Yep. So we're going to build them side by side. Sabo is going to fill out a roster. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I like this. So
yeah. So you'll see. Okay. So the important thing here are basically we can go 21 personnel, 12 or 11. So it's standard positions plus a flex, which can be receiver, running back, or fullback. And that makes it 21, 12, or 11. And then defense, you get to 3 D-line, 2 linebackers, 4 secondary, and then 2 flexes to give you that versatility of 3-4, 4-3. Obviously, both going to go 4-3 unless we see something crazy and are backed into a corner or nickel or dime.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. So we don't have coins. We talked about this before, like, hey, let's flip a coin. So what's going to happen is first pick, and then we're going to go whoever gets first pick. Yeah, so let's say if I get first, Sabo's going to get second and third, and then we just rotate from there, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all that. First pick is pretty big. I have an idea of who I would like with the first pick.
I think we're both on the same guy.
I'm really curious to see if we're going to pick the same
Actually,
player.
There is an outside chance you go for my number 2 guy, but I think we're both on the same guy. Actually, I don't know. It's close. We'll see.
I think based on us both being like football guys, I think we're going to pick the same guy. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
it's close. I mean, listen. Could we agree? There's only 2 candidates.
Yeah, I don't want to say him because just in case you're like gonna go from like left field and be like, I'm not gonna give names up. I'm not giving names up. Rich Sama said, did Douglas blow it by switching out Huff and Jefferson for Kinlaw and the Philly guy? Want to go over this a little bit. We'll talk a little bit through the chat. We'll go through. There's a little bit of like Revis and Cromartie drama. Honestly, if anyone in the chat wants to like fill us in on exactly what happened, you can. Sabo's busy as hell with the website stuff. I'm busy with website stuff plus baby stuff plus work stuff. Especially with being 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had a good time. I worked the entire weekend, but nonetheless, which 4 to 12 shift on 4th of July, you guys can imagine is not the most fun, but. Nonetheless, do you think that Douglas blew it?
Yeah.
By switching out Huff and Jefferson for Kinlaw and the Philly guy. What you kind of talk about a little bit, but if you want to go over the D tackle situation, D line situation, go ahead.
Well, I mean, if you're counting Jefferson in there, don't you have to count Kinlaw and Leaky?
Yeah,
I mean, Blewett could speak more on Kinlaw and Leaky than me right now, but in terms of edge, I can't crush Douglas for what he did. It's Reddick and Bryce, they're sort of similar in the mold that they're just pin the ears back, go after the quarterback. But I think I said this to Rivka, I trust Reddick so much more in base. And I don't hate Huff in base. But the salary stuff doesn't get to me. I'm not worried about it. The ultimate trump card is he has to play. He has to freaking play to get paid. And that's the bottom line. That's the way the league is.
Exactly.
So no, I'm cool with the edge. The interior, Jefferson, I'm not worried about Jefferson in terms of pass rushing production. I'm more concerned with the Al Woods replacement, to be honest. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think Kinlaw could be successful as a rusher, but I am concerned with Leaky versus I think I've heard with because let's say it might actually be Leaky, whatever his name is. That from Al Woods is a concern, and losing listen, the fact that you're paying Kinlaw $7.5 million when Jefferson is making 3.5, I think you downgraded, and you're paying him more than Jefferson is making, and apparently the Jets didn't answer the phone quick enough for Jefferson. That's a little bit worrisome and not the best situation.
How was Jefferson against the run last year? Your opinion?
Not great, but I'm going to say that he's just as bad as Kinlaw was. Even though Kinlaw is more physical, I think he has a higher upside as a run stuffer or as a run defender. But Jefferson was much more productive in terms of pass rushing than Kinlaw ever was. Even with Seattle, he was good. So I think they downgraded there. And on top of that, listen, like JFM. It's more about how it happened, like how the cards unfolded and why it looks so bad. They didn't know the Reddick situation is going to happen, and that's why they had to get rid of JFM. But when you put it into when you just look at it like from a holistic view, you're paying JFM a bunch of dead money, and he's only making $7.5 million, and you're paying Kinlaw $7.5 million. I'd much rather have JFM on the roster than Kinlaw. And obviously, they play different spots, but losing JFM was not great.
They do, but in sub. Not really. I know they didn't put JFM inside nearly as much as a couple years ago, but still, you had that flexibility with JFM, and
I thought they should have at times, honestly.
Right, and then JFM and Jefferson, those are 2 interior guys, pass rushers. You lose. I mean, I really do think you're going to see a lot of three man, and we saw it somewhat last year, especially towards the end of the season. 3-man fronts with B or A gap shows, B gap shows with JJ standing. We saw it with JJ, I think Huff a few times last year too. But I think they're going to be more Rex Ryanish this year.
Yeah. And then in terms of the moving on to some of the Revis versus Crow stuff, it's just it seems like Crow was kind of complimenting Revis, and then Revis kind of came at him and was talking about like, hey, you got a bunch of kids and you blew it in the Cowboys game, and I didn't even study for Dez and I shut him down better than you did. And then Revis went after Klecko, last offseason because Klecko was like basically saying, hey, 2 greats going into the Hall of Fame, and Revis was like, hey, just to be clear, like I'm a lot better than you ever were. And it's like, okay, dude, like so unnecessary. So Revis, listen, like we kind of knew the guy was a douche based on what he did with the Jets when he was here. Like he seemed like he was a money guy, he was a me guy, and now he's proving it in his later years that he's a me guy and he wants to make sure everybody knows how great he is. He's kind of like turning Jets fans off to like him as a person. Like he's a guy where like you're reaching for the back of the back of the closet for those jerseys. Like, you sure you want to put on a Revis? Like he doesn't represent the best kind of human being. So I think Revis is he's kind of tarnishing his opinion with Jets fans. And already on top of that, like he had a few good years here. Obviously he left, he got traded for, to the Bucks. He went to the Pats and won a Super Bowl there. And now he's being, kind of an ass off the field. Not a great look for Revis in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't understand what's happening with him, to be honest. It's confusing. I know guys get bored, after their career is done. You have a ton of money, you get bored, but it's I don't know much to say. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest.
Yeah. So, Sabo, you said you don't have anything to flip. I don't have a coin. The closest thing I have that's like has a definitive size is we're gonna flip the remote. So, do you? I guess the pick. Are we flipping? Would you prefer first or the second and the third pick? How do we flip for this?
I don't okay. So, you flip it. Let me see what you got. What do you got?
So if we buttons up is for you getting first pick, I guess.
You flip it. I call, and then whoever wins gets to choose first pick or the next two.
Okay, so you'll call the flip in air. You just gotta trust me. This is a process where you have to trust my.
I'll try.
Me reading this. Okay,
I'll try.
So we're gonna flip the remote.
Buttons
up.
Yeah,
is what you want.
Yes.
Okay, so it's buttons down. So
I get all right. You do your. What do you want? First pick or the next two?
I am going to take the. I'm going to take the first pick.
All right. I'll guess you're going to take Q.
I'm going to take Q.
Yeah.
I'm taking Q because I think he's the most irreplaceable player on the Jets roster at this point. So Quinnen Williams first on Joe Blewett's roster. I think he's the most impactful Jet, obviously, minus Aaron Rodgers at this point.
See, it initially, I was all over Sauce. Sauce was the guy because maybe not right now, but in years prior, I felt like the drop off from 1 to 2, Sauce, and I know DJ Reed solid, but Sauce was just that much better. And I know it's similar, but that was where I was leaning in terms of edge. But then Q, I think I was with you. It's between those two guys. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a thing where like it's not even I think Sauce is maybe a better player than Q at their position. Yeah. It's just the fact that you have more depth at corner, where at D tackle, like now you're starting your team off with what Kinlaw or Leaky. Right. It's not a great start.
It hurts. And you're starting in the trenches too, which is always a plus.
For sure. So Sabo back-to-back picks, which honestly it's like it was hard to say like, hey, I want Q over picks 2 and 3 because 2 and 3, like you're starting off with two really good players here as well. So
yeah, for sure. Obviously I'm going Sauce.
Okay.
With the next one. Mm-hmm. Now this one's tricky because
that was gonna be my number 2 as well.
You could paint me into a corner, possibly.
Yep.
I'm kind of like it's a situation where I'm almost forced to do what I don't want to do.
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
I'm really curious who this is because you're really struggling, and I am
struggling because it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will go Garrett. Let's make it fun. Yeah,
that was legitimately my 1, 2, 3. Garrett was my next guy.
I won't tell you who I was battling with, but
I think I might know, and I think I'm going to be a little bit risky here. I think this is a little bit off the cuff.
Yep.
Yeah, this might be a little bit off the cuff.
And I'll be honest if I'm thinking of the guy you're going to pick.
Yeah. And it's really hard because I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it because I think it's a wild card. Like the people are not going to expect that I'm going to say this right now.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. Like stud. Shit. So if I'm gonna pick this guy, I know the next two picks. I really think I do. But
Okay.
I'm gonna take Joe Tippmann.
Woo! I was not thinking that. No,
Yeah,
I was not thinking.
I'm gonna take Joe Tippmann because your interior offensive line is now going to be garbage.
Yeah, and the depth, the depth isn't there at interior offensive line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're gonna take now, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ABT.
Okay.
Who'd you think? You weren't thinking ABT.
Well, my next pick is now Breece Hall.
That's fine.
Those were my next two because he's an absolute stud, and
he is an absolute stud.
He's a stud. He can carry your offense. He did it with bad offenses before. It's just a thing where if I was looking at a situation where I don't have Tippmann, like now you have Schweitzer, and obviously you have ABT, so I'm gonna have Schweitzer or some other trash interior offensive lineman as well. It's just a thing where Tippmann versus ABT. ABT hasn't been healthy in years.
Correct.
Like, I think ABT has a hot like.
But he also did play. He also did play a full season his rookie year.
He did. But it's a thing where like right now, if you had to like bank on who's gonna stay, who's gonna be healthy, like, or just eliminate one. If you had to eliminate one from the team, Tippmann or ABT, I think ABT is the better player right now, but
more reliable.
But Tippmann he's been healthy. ABT hasn't been. So
I have to listen. So Breece obviously was the other choice, but I said to myself, Garrett or Breece. I just want one of them.
Okay,
that's the first thing. Number two, you taking Tippmann. If you were to take ABT next, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done, dude.
I had to paint you into a corner there.
I'm screwed. I'm done. And by the way, there's some flexibility here. Like, who's the backup center? We got Schweitzer, I guess. I mean, Schweitzer's played center in the past, right?
Yeah. Not necessarily well, but that's the one spot where like the Jets need to do. The Jets absolutely need to get another interior offensive lineman, unless they have faith in Newman, or I'm gonna have to pull up the depth chart with who I'm gonna get at right guard or
has Hansen played center in the past, or Glazer?
I don't know. We'll say that we'll say they have for your purposes here. But
that's what I mean. That's what my point was. We'll be somewhat and it'll be a topic once we're done. Like, can this guy play this position? But we'll be. It won't be exactly strict.
And again, it's not a thing like with me taking Tippmann. I'm not saying Tippmann is like we'll do our top 25, or I think Donnie will do it. Maybe even if you want to jump on for the top 25, you're more than welcome to. But it's not. I'm not saying who's the better player right now. I'm trying to screw Sabo's roster.
Man. Yeah,
for sure. So I just picked Breece. So now I think you have the next pick, right?
Yeah.
You got four. Yeah, four. Yeah. Okay. So you go.
I wasn't even thinking. I was having a chat with you bastard.
So
yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, I could
Kermit the Frog. I'm waiting here. It's hard. It's hard.
It's going to be. Damn. You gotta. It's really about depth. It really is. All right. And this guy I really don't want to take him because of my situation here. So I will go with. I'll go with Jermaine.
Jermaine. All right.
And I know it's not a pop. I know it's not a. Considering depth, it's not the best pick.
Okay.
But the other option, who I think you're going to take right now, is I just couldn't do it because of what I have.
Couldn't do it because of what you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested to see where this is the place. This is maybe JJ. I think it starts it. This is the place where it could be. It is a wide variety of picks.
Yeah. Okay. I think you kind of forced me there. Like where I'm at, Tippmann to ABT. I kind of forced your ABT pick. I'm gonna go Reddick here. I don't want a situation where it's McDonald and one of these other guys as my starting two defensive linemen or DNs there. So I'm gonna take Reddick.
Hold on, look at that. I'm gonna change these 3 DLs to one IDL, one edge, and then the flex.
There we go.
IDL or backer.
Simon McGovern from Dano. I'm 100% with you, Dano. They need to do something. I don't think Schweitzer's enough. Like if he's your primary backup, I don't think it's a great spot, but you know, it is what it is. But they need something more than Jake Hansen or Xavier Newman. You know,
Yeah,
you don't want Schweitzer back up 3 spots
for sure. Like it's not even, it's not even a question. Damn, you went Reddick, you son of a bitch. And man, I want the better player, but the depth is stopping me.
Oh, there's some picks. There are some things right here to decide. It's
yes, it could go in a number of different directions for sure.
This is tough.
All right, give me the talent. I'm taking Tyron.
Okay. And
that was the guy I didn't want to take because I have AVT already.
Yeah. All right, I'm a little bit pigeonholed here.
No, I mean, it's deep. It's deep though. Like, more than 2 guys.
Yeah. Well, but you eliminated the okay.
Well, yes. Well, now there's 2, basically. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Moses.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Moses because I don't want a situation where I don't have at least like one decent, you know, tackle here. So I'm gonna go with Morgan Moses. Unfortunately, I really did not want to pick that, but here we are. Smith.
What Smith?
Tyron Smith. I guess he was guessing that's what your pick was going to be, and Richard Salmon was right.
Yeah.
I don't want a situation where I have Max Mitchell and what's his face? We got Max Mitchell and Carter Warren as your tackles. I don't want a situation where
I want to see Mitchell right here in this right guard spot. That's what I want to see.
it might be better than Jake Hansen. I really don't know.
Interesting here. Mike Williams.
Oh yeah, okay. I was feeling so okay. Now I'm gonna have to go. I have to go DJ.
You didn't
Reed.
think I was gonna go back to receiver there?
I didn't. I did not think you're going to. I thought it might be you're gonna pick DJ Reed and really kind of screw me at corner. But I'm gonna take. I
don't want to say. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I'm gonna take Reed because I need a starting level outside corner. Unfortunately, Reed as your number 1, not necessarily the best situation, but it's better than Eccles being your number 1 there. So yeah. I was afraid. The reason I'm taking Reed is I'm afraid you're going to pick him and then kind of really screw me at corner as well. I'm already a little bit screwed at receiver, but it is what it is.
There's depth there. I mean, that's the only thing I don't like. But with Rodgers, I'm thinking about Rodgers.
Okay.
All right. So you went DJ Reed, right?
Yep.
Shoot. Will another D tackle be taken until the end?
I don't know.
Shoot, man.
What are we? 7 picks deep? All right. This is gonna get interesting towards the end here because we have to really think of the depth of those rosters.
Yeah, man. This is let me go.
I got my next 2 chalked up in my head.
Do you really?
I know where I'm going.
I don't. I'm all over the place.
I know where I'm going for sure.
I have no freaking clue. I'm doing it on the fly, like in my brain. All right. I could be safe with this pick. Just when I think I'm going to take him. All right. You know what? This is going to be surprising.
Okay. It might not be because I'm
Will McDonald.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I was thinking it too, but just because he hasn't shown a ton, I think people aren't
for sure to you
in that pick
for sure. But after this, there's nothing on the edge. That's 1. Number 2, I'm already going to be weak on the interior.
Yep.
I'm already, what's my running game going to look like? I don't know. So I'm going to be a Peyton Manning Colts team of the aughts of like 2006 with Freeney and that's going to be the model. Yeah.
So now I am going to go back to the trenches and I'm going to take Fashanu. So then you have one of Max Mitchell or Carter Warren as your starting right tackles. So I'm gonna take Fashanu as my left tackle.
That was who I was fighting against.
I know my next 2 actually as well. So I got a couple of guys chalked up in my head right now.
That was my first. And like when you saw me about to pick, that was going to be my pick. And then I went to the receiver. Rodgers keeps on influencing me in my head, and he's not saying a damn word.
Like at least in my offensive line now, like I have solid guys next to the bad guys. Like Fashion, okay, let's say his average is rookie year, somewhat like that. You got Tittman, with 2 bad guards next to him. You got Moses.
Yeah.
So like at least the kind of like
you're solid, man.
Talent on the offensive line here.
Yeah, and I mean I got serious talent, but they better stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna be a passing team, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm scared.
What's that?
I'm scared. I'm nervous. I really want my next 2 guys. I need these next 2 guys right now.
Well, because it's rolling this way, and
you son of a bitch!
I gotta do it, dude. Give me Malachi, baby.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Who'd you think I was going for?
I'm not saying it. I am not saying it.
I know who you're going. I know who you're going for.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Michael Carter II.
Damn, you're right. I didn't.
MC2.
All right, let's put him. Let's put him in the corner for now. You could always switch it.
Yep. Yeah, that'd probably be my slot. I would imagine I'm gonna run nickel at this point with MC2.
Yeah,
but we're running nickel 100% of the time.
Yeah, you have to run nickel. You have to run nickel now. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, that's fine. The Jets ran at what, like 80% last year, or something like that. I believe. Yeah. So they. I think
it's funny.
The highest in the league.
It's funny. We entered this thing with no rules on personnel. Yeah, we're gonna go chalk with 11 personnel, because of the Malachi pick.
My receivers suck. I'm running the ball a lot.
Yes, and the reason I took Malachi too is because, and listen, he's a rookie. Jets fans don't get crazy. Don't think this is going to happen a lot, but he could take a handoff a time or two for me. And
yeah, that is true.
I don't have a back yet.
Yep, that is true.
So we're gonna get jet motion rolling here. We're gonna get some orbit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's rough.
Here.
That is really rough for me.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, Lazard, baby.
Hey, it's fine. He was the number 1 for Rodgers, in his last year with Green Bay. So we'll take it as what it is.
And don't sleep on Xavier. Don't sleep on Xavier.
Yeah.
But hey, here's the thing too. I kind of helped Blewett in a big way here, locking up the 3 receivers already, because now he could just wait until the end of the draft.
Yeah.
Right? I know this, but I pushed it forward. I pressed the issue.
No, that's the big advantage, because people are going to read that at first and be like, dude, Blewett's receivers are gross. But you gotta factor in that Robbie's going to have Max Mitchell as a starting right tackle, and imagine how bad that's actually going to be in real football.
Shit, this has got to be someone else, man.
Aurora Key Law. You don't have any. Thank you. I did not know that.
What's that?
He said I don't have any receivers. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I also got Brees. I got Brees, and my offensive line is undoubtedly going to be better at this point. And my defensive line is I'm taking Reddick and Q over JJ McDonald any day of the week.
What am I going to do at D line? That's the interior. I'm stuck. So what I do next is down to 2 positions, and I'm going to go with the guy with the highest ceiling who could play some man coverage.
Oh, Tony Adams. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay. I was legitimately terrified you were going to take Conklin, because then I have nobody.
That's the guy. I swear that's the guy I knew, because you know why? Because I was near the tight end.
Yes,
and I knew it. I knew you were going Conklin.
I was threatened to take Conklin before MC2, but I wanted to make my corners like pretty solid. Hey, he doesn't have sauce, but at least he has MC2. Yeah. I don't want to make it so obvious. So Conklin, so I have at least something in the receiving game.
Okay. Conklin and Brees, man, you're gonna be a power running team here.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're running the ball. Rodgers is throwing this thing 20 times a game max.
All right, so I got the head start on safety.
You get a head start on what now? Go ahead. I could read it. Go ahead.
I mean, is it really a head start, because there's 2 guys?
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, how could I not at this point?
That's fine.
No, you know what? Let's go Simpson.
Oh, okay. Only because Richard Sama screwed me in the chat and put it in there, because you were not thinking.
No, I swear I'm on the sheet. I haven't not looked at the chat. I swear to God.
Okay, because I was thinking Simpson next to like really just screw your offensive line for the most part. Like
I'm telling you, I almost went where you thought I was gonna go, but see, I'm looking at I can't even see your face. So you guys could talk shit about me in the comment section all you want. Go for it.
Okay, so since you did that, I'm gonna go where you're going to go. I'm going to take
Yeah.
Quincy Williams as my linebacker.
You know why I didn't do it? I didn't know who to take, honestly. I was like, I'll put the onus on him.
Yeah.
And then take the other guy. So I'm taking Mosley.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna do that. If you didn't do that, I was gonna screw you there and take Mosley as well. So
and by the way, I would have taken Quincy first too, I think.
Yeah.
Push comes to shove.
He's another year more experienced. I think he got better with his awareness and his like ball tracking and just a better like awareness
his
of
pass coverage instincts.
Got better for sure.
I'm shocked. I'm stunned how good they got.
And Mosley's another year older, you know. So I think if you had to sort of roster, hey, Quincy or Mosley, you're taking Quincy.
He's got to keep his head up though, man. He scares me when he tackles low sometimes.
Yeah,
the crown of his head gets too low. He's got to keep his face mask up.
Now this one's really gonna like this is a tough spot now. Like I really legitimately do not know where. You know what? Give me Chuck Clark as my safety. I want give me Chuck Clark. I'm cool with that. And I think I know where I'm gonna go next here.
Chucky Clark.
I think I know where I'm gonna go after this. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 10 more picks. These last 10 for both of us are going to get really into the weeds. We're going 44 deep here, so this is going to be pretty bad.
See, I could do something fascinating and take my flex on D, take both flexes first before you show your personnel, but that would be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, what's a defensive guy to do? But have to do this really.
Mm-hmm.
Give him to me, Kinlaw.
Okay.
I gotta do it.
I pretty much guarantee that you're not gonna guess my next guy, but I think I'm going a different direction in terms of this flex stuff. I am going to take. I'm gonna take Rucker.
Ooh,
yeah. I'm gonna take Rucker. We're gonna be 12 personnel. Do I really want Brownlee, Gibson, and Lazard? I'll take Rucker. We're gonna be a 12 personnel team. 2 receivers. Rucker, I think, showed some flashes last year of being a guy who could, he could be something. I think he has something untapped in route running, and then really like in terms of his blocking, like if he just keep his feet under him, I think he'll be fine. He gets a little bit out over his toes, over his skis in blocking, but I think it can add some versatility to my offense. And I just didn't want to be. I don't know. I think I'm kind of pigeonholed that receiver being sucking anyway. So let's have some strong tight ends.
Yeah, and Rutgers flashed this spring too. I mean, there were some solid catches, by the shoestrings, in traffic. I mean, not perfect. There were some moments where, you say to yourself, you need your tight end to make that catch, but he's flashed pretty well. You can't not be pleased, basically, from what you've seen so far. Malachi, that's not the way to write his name.
Mr. Bonesy, look at these two handsome fellas, Greg, no diddy, which I did not know what that meant until like I researched. I'm getting a little bit old now where I'm falling out of like the vernacular. But the no diddy thing, I love it. So thanks for that, Greg. That's great.
Did you say vernacular?
Did I use that wrong? I would have used
that no. It was perfect. Like,
okay.
It was. You have to say
I'm not
no
a one-trick pony. I'm not a one-trick pony. No diddy to vernacular is quite the range right there, right?
When you say vernacular, you have to end it with no diddy. I mean,
there you go. Okay.
That's the only way. All right.
So vernacular, no diddy. Okay, I got you. In parentheses. Okay.
And we're gonna go here.
This is getting rough. This is getting rough to the rough spots. But here we are. These are the Jets rosters of like 2016 to about 22. Yeah. Like this is what we're actually looking like.
Yeah, for real. And this is a good exercise for fans to see how deep the team is, truly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we still have some solid players here.
Yeah, because right now you got 6 linemen taken.
Mm-hmm.
You got 5 D line, and their D line is not as deep as people think.
It's not, especially at the end. Like if Reddick goes down and you have JJ and McDonald, or even even if JJ goes down and it's Reddick and McDonald, your backup is Eric Watson. Like who else? I don't know.
Yeah, it's really not as like that. The JFM trade, you got to wonder if there were any butting heads, because salary wise, I get it completely, but that's a big loss in terms of depth. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got to get back on the ball here. It's probably good to bring up a depth chart too to try to get
just like an image of the team, like say like a name.
You have guys in your mind, but then when you're doing a fantasy draft and then you see a guy that piques your interest, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, Simpson. I know. John. I think it was John screwed me with the Simpson thing. You put it in the chat and then right to him. I was gonna get him next.
John, I didn't see it, brother. So keep talking that smack. Go for it. That's funny. I just brought up the JetX depth chart and I see a guy who piques my interest now.
We have Dano, who's in a Steeler idea. He says, "You trying to do this activity with me after?" No, it's all right. Hey, shout out to Joe Douglas. Chicken Jenkins X. How did my truck's transmission go? I am still waiting. I don't know if you know it, but I bought a brand new Chevy ZR2 that cost quite a bit, and 1,000 miles in, it had transmission problems, and now it's been at the shop for 37 days. I'm still waiting. So parts back order. That's what I'm waiting for. So that's it, Chicken Jenkins, unfortunately. But go ahead. 8C Clemens losing some 8C Clemens losing some linebackers and going to his rookie weight role. Yeah, I don't think them adding weight to Clemens was a good idea, because adding weight to him, like he was already strong on the edge. Adding weight doesn't put him inside. I don't think he's not a JFM guy where adding more weight, like he can take advantage of interior offensive linemen. He's not as athletic. So then you put him on the edge where he's already strong enough, and you're just taking away his athleticism that's already lacking. I thought that was a bad move in general last year. And I said that before it happened.
What's strange is and maybe he still dabbles, but when he first came up, I saw him out there on special teams. They're trying him on special teams, and he just looks weird out there. His hips can't move. He's stiff, and it was a novel idea, but I just didn't get any plays. A lot of special teams still. So it's weird. They try that. They try the finesse route, and now they try to put weight on him. So I don't know, man. I think you said it best. He's a run stopping edge.
Yeah, and again, adding weight to a guy who's already strong there, like what's the point, So then he's already losing. He's like losing athleticism that he didn't really have greatly. Like adding weight would make sense if he can play inside, but it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But who's your next pick?
Right.
I got my two. I think I got my next two that I want.
Okay, I keep not thinking ahead like a lunatic. This one might shock you, but I'm gonna go Isaiah Oliver.
Ooh, some versatility.
Because what's that?
Some versatility.
Yes, it frees me up.
Okay.
So right now I'll put him at safety, but I can move him.
Yeah.
And now there's plenty of depth, so I could hold off perhaps on that last DB spot.
I think I'm gonna take the next best player, probably on the team. And this might be a little bit of a wild card too. I think people generally underrate this guy. When he comes in, he actually plays pretty damn well. I'm gonna take Sherwood as my second linebacker here. Yeah,
Sherwood's solid, man.
Yeah, solid. And like past him, I don't love the depth. Like you have Chaz Surratt, who's been injured and completely unproven. You have Barnes, who has, obviously a second-year player, but completely unproven. So I think Sherwood is the last starting level player left. I'm not saying this year, but I think if you were to go to another team with a weak linebacking core, he could actually legitimately start. So Sherwood's gonna be my linebacker too.
Yeah, and I know why he did that too, because I have to have 3 linebackers against your offense, and now
I don't know if it has to be necessarily off like team versus team here, but it could be just a thing like, hey, if you have to go into the season with this team,
it doesn't have to be, but I think it can play into it. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You got 2 tight ends, you're running 12, I'm probably going to try to stay away from nickel if I can.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if this is your brother or your relative, but Pete Sabo says, Rob, how's your golf game?
Yeah, it's my dad.
Oh, it's your dad. Okay.
My golf game is tremendous. He's a jealous boomer. Like he, he's got his old lady. And He's retired, but he still works, and he's jealous because he hates my life. I just golf whenever I want to, and
that is a load of horseshit, Sabo. We both know you are grinding away on the Google News and this and the Apple Store and all. You are not golfing. You are sitting in front of that computer for 10 hours a day.
Keep him jealous. Shush.
No, I am a realist. I know what you're doing all day. You are sitting behind. You need to go out and get some sun after all this website is done.
Look at this. Look at this farmer's
stand. There you go. The only reason is you're sitting by a window. There's a window to your right there. That's the only reason you're getting sun.
No, it's probably, you know what it was probably from, the OTAs, to be honest.
Oh yeah, there you go. This weather last week, and we had a great 4th of July weekend. Not only did we have the main water main break in town, but also we lost power. It was fantastic because of how freaking hot it is. So this summer stuff, this heat needs to end. Let's get into fall. Let's get into a crisp, 59 with a breeze where I could wear shorts or a sweatshirt. I love that type of stuff. Get me into football weather.
The Jersey humidity is something just
brutal.
How is it so bad? Like Pete's in the Poconos right now, where I grew up. Mm-hmm. Such a difference being in the mountains. The humidity is so much lower. Bugs are pretty bad at times, but
I'll take bugs over humidity.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. So I think you're next, right?
It's on me, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on you.
You're not gonna take another linebacker. You're not gonna take another running back. So
you never know. 22. At this point, I might rather have Allen or Davis over Lazard. I don't know.
You can go 22.
I could go 22 and go heavy as hell and just run the ball down people's throats.
All right, let me do this then.
You never know.
Hold on, let me do this. To add 2 flexes, I didn't account for 22.
We'll see. We'll see what I decide to do here. I'm in a rough spot. Is there a thing that has no receiver sets? Can I run 30? Can I run 32?
Pop Warner, baby. Back to Pop Warner. Back to Pop Warner at 12 years old.
Muddle huddle? Do we need a muddle huddle here? Or?
32 was legit the personnel we used when I was in Pop Warner.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
We did.
I was the right halfback. I think 2 or 4 in the play scheme. I forget.
We did a lot of 12 when I was in high school.
Hey, no, I'm talking Pop Warner, like 6th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah.
All right.
Malachi, Mike Williams, Garrett. My receivers are gonna be terrible.
Yeah, you're
That's okay. Yep, that's all right.
All right, I got to pick. I've been stalling here. Shit, man, I don't want to take anyone, any of these guys. All right. I'll make it easier on you. I'll go Braylon Allen.
Okay, good, because I am going to go with another offensive lineman who's like capable. I'm not saying great, but give me Schweitzer as my left guard.
Oh, you want to screw me entirely? I see.
Yeah, give me Schweitzer, because now your center is going to have to be a guy who came in for a couple of snaps and could not snap the ball at all.
Thanks.
I think literally it was Newman, right? His first snap against the Giants was a fumble.
Yeah, thanks, appreciate it.
So there you go. You're welcome.
Give me well, you don't. Yeah, I could wait on this. You're not gonna take a right guard. Yeah, you might.
I don't know.
And you know what's? They don't have any really, like, D line. They have some UDFAs that are intriguing. O line, nothing. Carter Warren or Max Mitchell.
Yeah, your interior offensive, like, listen, I like AVT, but Simpson, like, hey, he's fine, but you're gonna have Hansen and Max Mitchell or Warren as your tackle. Yikes! But hey, like, my offensive line in a lot of years for the Jets, it would actually be solid. Like Fashanu, rookie 10th overall pick, Moses, solid right tackle, Tittman, stud center, Schweitzer, okay, not great, but like a capable player. And you have a shit right guard. Like that sounds like the Jets in plenty of years. Honestly, better than the Jets in plenty of years. Like, they didn't have any Moses and Fashanu. We had guys like, I don't even know, like, who we had like Wesley Johnson at center.
Long,
we had
Long.
Spencer Long. We had who was the right I'm trying to think of the right we had Connor McDermott starting games. Like, I'll take the tackles I have right now. Like, for sure, it's a legit offensive line right now.
All right, I know my pick.
I don't.
Nick Mangold.
There you go. Cromartie. Hey, can I take Cromartie? He's back on the team. I don't know.
shit. All right. Well, listen, AVT's the leader.
Yeah.
AVT's going to lead my offensive line. I mean,
you might want to put AVT at center at this point.
I might actually. I could. He could play any position. We know this.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Well, it's would you rather have a bad center or a bad right guard? I'll take the bad right guard over the center. I think center's undervalued.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Yes, son of a bitch.
Yeah, there's only really one. I know my next two again. I know who I want here.
I'm gonna go Chad Surratt.
Surratt. Okay.
I like him. I really think. I mean, his talent is better than what he's shown in the NFL. His injuries are huge. Injuries are a big deal for my team. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Eccles as my my other starting outside corner. So
you could put MC2 at safety.
No. I'm gonna put. I might put him at slot.
I wasn't. Damn it! I screwed up because I was gonna take a DB, but then then I thought to myself, well, he doesn't need. All he needs is a safety.
Yeah.
But I got 11 personnel out there.
Yep, we're going nickel, and I listen. You gotta take a there you go.
Yeah.
Eccles, Reed, MC2. All right, not the best, but listen, at that point, like, hey, you have Sauce and Stiggers. Like, I might, even though you have the better talent,
what
I might have the better corner group.
I'm taking Ashton Davis.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's who I was going to take next. That's exactly what I wanted.
Oliver will go to corner.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. My starting safety would then be maybe it is
you could put MC2 at safety. You could put MC2 at safety too, brother.
But at that point, you're taking him out of his natural spot.
Yes,
like it's going to be bad either way at corner or
you'd have
safety,
to.
So.
The alternate would be Eccles at slot, MC2 at safety. But
yeah,
but you don't want to move him.
I think at this point we're kind of pigeonholed, right? Like we kind of both have to go in certain spots. Like, I don't think it's going to be crazy. I don't think it's going to be crazy. Like intricate. It's kind of just like you gotta take what you gotta take now.
Pretty much,
right? Like you're not taking an edge. You're not taking another linebacker. Well, we both don't need them. You're not taking
I'm just waiting on your last flex before I decide personnel.
Who's been the best interior offensive lineman for the Jets this offseason? You know, I got. Because if I take Mitchell, you're going to take Warren anyway. You're trying to take Warren there regardless at your right tackle. So I can wait on. Yeah. I can wait on Mitchell. You know, I think I can wait on him at that point. Unless you're going to screw me, but I could put Carter Warren there, and who's going to be worse? That doesn't really matter so much. You're not taking another receiver. Damn, man. Yeah, this is rough. You're not taking another edge. You're not taking another DB. Yeah, at this point, I kind of just got to fill out the roster. I think we're kind of both going completely different ways. Give me Gibson, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I mean,
yeah, I'll take Gibson over Lazard at this point, but it's Gibson.
There was no way in your receiver spot. Yeah, because
actually, yeah, no, Gibson's fine. Okay. I'll do Gibson. Next best player. Rough receiving core.
Then I mean, I guess I'll go.
Uboa?
No, I'm waiting on that.
Warren. You're going to Carter Warren?
Yeah, Carter Warren.
Okay. I'm trying to think, like, where can I pick anything that you're even going to pick? You have okay, so you have are you going 11?
I'm locked into 11.
You're going basically. Nickel, you're going 4-3, so you don't need another DB, or do you? Damn, who's the next Jets best DB? You know what? Even though I have massive concerns, concerns. I know you're taking. You're gonna screw me right now. Wait, no, I'm gonna take fuck. Give me Stiggers.
Okay, I'm happy about that pick. Oh, so what are you doing at safety?
Stiggers.
We're
gonna throw Stiggers in at safety and see how it goes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm not thrilled with that. But like, would you and I'm not necessarily going to change it because of this, but legitimately interesting question. If you were put in this position, would you rather have Stiggers as your corner and Michael Carter as your safety? The only problem with Stiggers as a corner, like a specifically slot, like either way, Stiggers is not the best tackler, and like he has not played in that role at all at the CFL level. So I think I would be more comfortable with Stiggers as almost a safety than as a slot corner, because slot corner, he hasn't done any of that.
I think if I'm in this position with this personnel playing against this, I want, like you said before, I want MC2 in the slot because he's going to be matched up on Garrett a lot. Okay. Yeah. That's one. Then you try to Stiggers or Eccles. You could switch that up, and maybe Eccles plays better safety, but you could play a lot of single high and just, play soft coverage, do some monster looks, anything where he could feel more comfortable lined up over a guy. Doesn't mean you have to play, any specific coverage, but there's some things you could do there.
For sure. So we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 picks left, both 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
And there's only 2 that I'm thinking between. I got to do this. I got to pick this guy because you could still take him. And, I'm going to hope he's going to be a run stuffing guy to help the interior. I got to go Leaky.
Yeah,
I mean,
Leaky, it wasn't a bad pick.
Yeah, Leaky and Kinlaw on the inside, JJ and McDonald. It's rough against the run. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Just because I don't want you to put AVT at center and him at right guard, I'll take Max Mitchell.
Fucker.
I'm gonna take Max Mitchell as my right guard. Unfortunately,
that's my other guy.
Yeah,
that's exactly
it wasn't great there, but I don't want you to have that flexibility. I'm going to force you to have Jake Hansen or what's his name at center or guard. It's just really bad.
I should have taken Mitchell because I could have lived with Solomon.
Damn it.
That's a mess up. All right.
Okay.
So
some people thrive under pressure. Some people don't. It's all right.
Those are them fighting words.
Right. I think you started. Would you say a Nets fan? Would you? I don't think you started it with the Nets fan. Schmuck. There you go. Hey, the Knicks fans are schmucks. Listen, I know I'm talking like 90% of Jets fans are probably Knicks fans and not Nets fans. But hey, tell me how great MSG is versus your actual team all the time. That's all I've been hearing from Nick. Oh, MSG. It's like, yeah, your team has sucked since the 90s. Like, and listen, they're good this year. They'll be good with Bridges, even though you gave up 6 first-round picks for a role player. Hey, it was a lot all day. It was a lot. The Nets suck regardless.
There should be more Jets-Nets combos. Like, if you think about it, they were on Long Island.
Yeah.
They were in Jersey. I don't understand. There should be more, and there probably is more than you're thinking, but I think the 90s,
10%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
10, 15, maybe.
Back in the day, it was a lot more, I'm sure. I just think the Knicks, the 90s teams and what have you, did some damage.
Well, and the fact that they moved back from Jersey to Brooklyn, like you probably lost some fans there as well.
And you know what, Jersey, even though they were right next to the Jets in Jersey's always a Giants town. Jets headquarters were in Long Island, so yeah,
for sure. It's a thing too, like with the Nets. If they didn't trade Bridges, like that's just such a dumb decision. Like what you get Bridges and you hope to get to the 7th or 8th seed and get eliminated. Like don't be in that middle ground. Like you gotta suck for a few years, get a stud, and hope to sign a free agent. But be like, oh, get Bridges, 7th or 8th seed. Oh, we can add Donovan Mitchell to get to the 6th or 5th or 6th seed and get eliminated in the 1st or 2nd round. Like, what's the point? So they needed to trade him, trade Cam Johnson, get rid of Finney Smith, get rid of all those guys, and just suck. The only thing with the NBA that really sucks is the lottery. I have shitty luck as a Nets fan. They're going to finish with their worst record and have the 5th pick. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Knicks have been in that boat too. I mean, like the Barrett getting 3 that year with Zion and Morant. I had death battles with Knicks fans saying, I don't care about Zion. You have to get the number 2 pick because the drop off from Morant to Barrett is the big deal. All right. I got to go. Wait a second. You have Gibson, Conclave, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver, 1 back. So you're probably going to go receiver.
I honestly, I might be running 13. Like, I don't. 13 or 22. At this point, like I really don't know if I want Lazard, Brownlee. Like, doesn't even matter. Like, people hate Lazard, so even having him on my team is gonna be a loss. Like, I think I might win the fan vote just taking Brownlee.
You're definitely not taking a 3rd tight end. No freaking way. Yeah, you got to take Lazard.
Just because of that, he's done it before, right? Like he's done it with Rodgers. It's at that point, like realistically, it's Lazard. Like if you told me like gun in my head right now, Lazard or Brownlee, I'm taking Lazard over Brownlee still at this point.
You have to. I mean, until Brownlee proves he's picked up on everything.
We got some love from Bonesy to Hawk and Bonesy back to Hawk. Here we go. No Diddy. Did I use that right?
What am I missing on defense? I can't think straight. I got 2 linebackers. I got my interior.
No, you got 2 linebackers.
I need another linebacker because I gotta go base. All right, so it's down to Zaire Barnes.
That's all you got.
No,
who else is there?
Let me check it over real bit. Aguovian still there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's exactly why I took him Bonesy. I don't think Eccles is like your corner 2 with Reed and MC2. Like that's actually a decent corner trio in my opinion.
Jackson Sermon. Any safeties I'm overlooking? Oh, JBC, but there's no way I can go.
You got Key?
Yeah, Key too, but I can't go see. I would love to go big nickel, but I just can't against your personnel.
Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go Zaire Barnes.
Zaire Barnes?
Yeah.
All right. I am... Doesn't matter here. Well, you have... Yeah, it doesn't matter here. At this point, we're not taking the same positions anyway. Give me Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, you had to get a second. And then...
Not a bad D-line, right? Yeah. Well, it's all right.
Yaboa, of course.
Okay. All right. And who's been you got to give me your honest opinion here. Who's been better, Watts or McGregor? Who you taking edge?
It's so hard to, you know how it is. They're not live, they're in shorts, no replay. Mm-hmm. Who has been getting more love is probably the best question in terms of reps and team. It's close. I think Watts getting a little more love.
Well, that's me my next pick, but I think you go next anyway, right? Or no?
No,
yeah. It's me. So give me Watts.
Okay. And then obviously Hansen, because Hansen has played. He's actually played a little. I don't know if he started any games for Green Bay. Started some games for the Jets last year. Mm-hmm. So Hansen over Glazer.
Okay. And then my last pick is unfortunately Alan Lazard. But listen, like at the end of the day, he's done it before with Rodgers. He put up 600-700 yards, hopefully as a bounce back in this situation. My receivers suck ass, but my offensive line versus your offensive line is a big difference as well in terms of like offense. And I think where do you have it on defense? On defense, I think I don't know, man. This is gonna be relatively close because like offense, my offensive line definitely outperforms yours, but your receivers dominate mine. Yep. My defensive line, I'm taking over yours. But I'm taking my linebackers. I'm taking... Who would you take in terms of the secondary, if you're being honest? MC2, Reed, Eccles is a good trio where you're going to have... You're gonna play base and have Sauce and Oliver as your starting corners with Adams and Ashton Davis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. Like, listen, like MC2, Reed, Eccles, Clark. Like, that's not a bad... my safety, my other safety is a tough spot, but... If I told you, hey, MC2, Reed, Eccles, Clark, you're like, okay, it's actually not the worst secondary in the NFL. And drafting like this is actually not a bad situation. So
no, it's not. So it's not terrible at all. You have your 12 personnel, right? So
yeah.
We're gonna line them up easier to see.
Mm-hmm. I gotta figure out how to put a vote. How do you? I don't know. I know I've done this before. How do you put a vote in the chat? I know you could do it. I think I have to do it on my computer. That's why. So give me a second here. I'm going to put it into the chat too to see who thinks who has the better roster.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, let me just sign into the... I think I can sign into this way. Let's see. Are you on the Jets X Factor YouTube actually, Sabo?
Maybe.
Yeah, you might be. Actually, no, I can do it. I'm already in it. Okay, here we go. Blewetts Blitz.
Okay.
Turn my volume down.
Yeah, I don't know what the vote. Can
you hear me still, Sabo?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Start a poll. Better roster. Blewett? Obviously. All right. I'm curious.
Hold on.
Here we go. The poll is live.
I'm 11 personnel, right?
You're 11. I'm 12. My receivers suck, but like Past that, offensive line is actually relatively solid. My defensive line,
you went nickel, right?
Yeah, you have Kinlaw and Fotu as your interior defensive line.
It's rough, man.
Your trenches, man, are quite rough.
I mean, my game plan is going to be obvious. Let's speed up the tempo. Let's do everything we can to make it a track meet.
And I'm slowing it down.
Yes, and you're slowing it down. I do not want to face your run game consistently. It's just no, can't do it.
I think a situation like, hey, Rodgers opens up the run game, right? Now, you don't have the receivers that are necessarily going to demand like attention, but Rodgers can make receivers, right? And the offensive line is good enough where Brees can legitimately run behind this offensive line. He went off last year with an offensive line that was garbage. This offensive line, assuming health, is much better than it was last year. So you're going to run through the run game, and then Rodgers can make Gibson and Lazard something. And listen, like Conklin, in my opinion, is a top 10 tight end, at least as a receiver. So you have a receiving option in Conklin and Gibson. You're saying it's going to be might be the starting slot for the Jets. So you have some receiving talent
initially. Like I don't. If I had gun to my head, the three guys you see on screen starting, I would still say it'll be Garrett, Mike Williams, and Lazard. But what does that mean? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know how to check like the actual votes on the poll here. But let me see if I could. I'm not going to go and vote for myself. I will not do that.
Do it. You're going to need it.
No. I have more dignity or class than to vote for myself. I'm just trying to see what the actual results are. I am not the best with technology here, so I don't know if I can figure it out. But we'll see. As you know, Sabo, we're co-owners of the website. Obviously, do a lot of technical stuff. I suck with technology.
So. Well, get ready for the soundboard stuff because JetX YouTube's coming in hot in a couple weeks. Get ready, folks.
Okay. So, we only have. There's only like 20. There's only like 30 people in here, so we only have three. We only have 3 votes, but we gotta vote. Every single person in here needs to vote. I know it's not the most. The problem too is the streams at this point. Like I'm going from Monday at a certain time to Tuesday to Friday to all this stuff. It's crazy.
Monday at noon is not gonna bring a lot. We'll put it on Twitter too. How about that?
Oh yeah, for sure on Twitter. But as of right now, let's see. I'm not gonna. How do you check it without voting? That's my only problem. I don't know. How do you check it? Okay, so it's 75%. So we got 3 votes to 1 vote for as of right now for me over Sabo.
That's just bias. Come on. I know the show's called Blewetts Blitz, but come on, folks.
Stop that nonsense. The thing is, like, my receivers really struggle, but I think where you're going to lose in terms of the fans' vote is it's your trenches. It's really your trenches, and then like you got Sauce, but MC2, Reed, Eccles, Clark, I think is a more well-rounded secondary than Sauce, Oliver, Adams, Ashton Davis. Sauce is going to really have to carry because Oliver is corner 5 on this team right now. Like I'm taking Eccles over Oliver as a starting corner. I would take I like Clark better than Adams as a player overall. Now for his role in the Jets, I think Adams is probably more valuable to the Jets. And then, yes, Ashton Davis over Stickers, but by how much realistically? So I think I got the secondary on you, in my opinion. Defensive line, I got on you. Linebackers, I got on you. I'm taking Quincy and Sherwood over Mosley and Surratt. Offensive line, I got on you.
I got 3, but yeah, I hear you.
You dominate me in only receiver, but I see myself winning the trenches.
Once I get these matchups done, I'll dig into it.
Yeah.
MC2, Reed, Eccles.
Harold says Blewett's defense is legit. Like my defense, Big Q, Reddick. Yeah, I struggle a little bit with like Watts as a D end here. But Solomon Thomas isn't a terrible starting defensive. Like Solomon Thomas versus Kinlaw at this point. Like Thomas might be the actual better player. So, Quincy Sherwood, I'll take it. Safe, corners are legit. My team sucks at receiver, but past that, this is better than a lot of the Jets rosters of the past couple of years.
No, that is for sure.
Which again speaks to the depth. Like I'm taking this roster over the 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 Jets probably.
Yeah, that is for sure. Okay, O-line, Tyron. We're overlooking Tyron and AVT's talent a little too much here. Simpson, you can't sleep on Simpson.
You have Hansen as your starting center.
Mitchell at right guard is
bad.
Okay, between him and Hansen, okay, maybe you give a little bit of the nod to Mitchell, but not much. Warren's tough. Warren's tough at right tackle, no question. But for Fashanu, he's got the talent, but we don't know yet. On top of the running game, I'll give you this: Ruckert's ceiling is a plus in the running game.
We're running the heck out of the ball.
Yeah, receiver. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do. Okay, now you're gonna run the ball. Can we stop it? Kinlaw, Leaky. Leaky is a big body, but it's yeah, we know. Pass rushing, JJ McDonald versus Reddick and Watts. I'm taking the edge.
I would take, and I think Hawk kind of summed it up pretty well here. Says Sabo wins edge and receivers. I think I'm taking your edges. I'm taking your receivers, but secondary.
I'm taking our corners too. Sauce and Oliver
versus Oliver
MC2.
over MC2, Reed and Eccles.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. Sauce Gardner, I don't know if I agree with that.
I agree, dude. Sauce Gardner, he's the best corner in the league, and then Oliver. I mean, he's a starter. He's a solid. How many? Let's check out his stats for the Niners.
I don't know. I did that review.
I know, but I got to lobby for my team here. Come on now.
I get it, but like I get Sauce being an absolutely like the best corner in the NFL, but I think my group is more well-rounded where you can't. Like, I'm attacking Oliver all day on your team. We're like, yeah, you can attack Eccles, but I think Eccles is a lot better than Oliver in my opinion.
But then you got Tony Adams, who's versatile as hell.
Clark, I'm a big Clark guy.
Injuries. There's no guarantee with him.
Hawk's on my team too. He says my trio over your corners.
That's crazy, dude. My corners.
I don't know.
And then at safety, who's my safeties? Ashton and Tony Adams. You can't tell me Chuck Clark and Stiggers. I got him at safety.
Yeah, but like slightly. Like that's not a big difference.
Stiggers has never even played safety.
Yeah,
come on now.
But with that being said, Clark, assuming health, is a better player right now than Tony Adams, in my opinion. But it depends on how you play them. No, dude, trust me. I like Clark a lot. Like when he was on the Ravens, he was good. Now, assuming that.
Yes, that's my point. We don't. Past history, yes, no question about it.
Stiggers versus Ashton Davis. I think Ashton Davis, in my opinion, overall, is probably overrated by fans. I think he did well when he came in last year. He produced, but his 3 picks, you had him in a curl to flat, and Mahomes threw it right at him. You had another play where I think Josh Allen chucked up the ball before the half and it went right into his chest. He caught it. And then the other one was a gimme too. So he had 3 gimme picks. Like he wasn't a ball hawk who made those plays. So I think Ashton Davis is a little bit overrated in my opinion.
Most definitely overrated. I agree. But compared to Stiggers, I mean, we got to be fair. Like, not even playing
bad versus bad. Hey, he has the want to. He's a good athlete. Both good athletes.
I know, dude. Sabo secondary reigns supreme. I don't want to hear it. Fucking. Yeah. Now listen, stopping your run is going to be a problem. There's no question about it.
I think I would take your safeties transparently, but the corners, dude. I don't know. Like, if you're telling me, hey, just the corners will start a team, you're starting off. Obviously, you're in base. Sauce and Oliver, MC2. A top 3 safety or a top 3 slot corner in the league. You got Reed, who's a solid starting outside corner, and Eccles. I think in a reserve, when he's come in, he's played relatively well. Like, could he be a decent number 2 corner? I think he could. So, like, I've like the well-roundedness of the just like MC2 and Reed versus just Sauce. Like, who? I think that's a conversation because Reed's.
Listen, I love MC2, and by the way, I think Reed. That people are not going to like this, but I think Reed's a little overrated too. A lot of it, Sauce helps him tremendously. The way
I agree,
the way everything works. Reed's I am gun to my head. He's not going to return after the season.
I don't think so either.
It's just the way it works. MC2, lock him up. So you'll never get me to talk badly about MC2. I think that was one of your best picks, by the way.
MC2,
yeah. That was one of your best picks.
I had to kind of like make up, but I think
we should have. You know what we didn't do? We didn't track the order of the picks. Damn it! Should have did that.
Yeah. I think honestly, if I went back, if I just look at it, I might be able to actually do it in my just off of memory.
It's okay.
But we got
strategy.
We got 70. We got 7 votes. Not 70, but we had 7 votes, and it is 71%. Blewett 29 Sabo. So I think
I'm jumping off the stream. You know what? I'm putting out a tweet. I'm writing an article about this. You guys see. This ain't over.
We were just talking. I think what did Rivka bring up? Like or Nania brought up. We were writing articles about Zach Wilson's Instagram post about getting engaged and who commented on it. Yes. So I think we can write an article about which roster would be better here. Dude, going off a live stream. I think
when you have a website covering one team, everything's on the table. You gotta cater to everybody. Like we'll always feature our diehard stuff, film analytics.
For sure,
football stuff. But man, everything's on the table. There's so many casual fans out there.
For sure. I just got and articles better than no articles for the most part. But I just put out. I think Sauce just dropped, and I still have like Quincy and like 2 or 3 others. So I think that totals me 38 reviews. Which goes anywhere from 30 minutes to 2.5 hours. Yeah. So you have plenty of stuff to go back and watch with the reviews as well. So
and before we wrap this up, folks, in the coming weeks before camp starts, be on the lookout for marketing videos, how-to videos. We're gonna have a whole new system lined up in terms of YouTube on top of what we have on the site. So be on the lookout. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think at this point, Sabo, we could probably wrap it up. Curly's heading out. Harold says, Sabo, you have a good, decent offense, but the defense is real suspect. I would grind it out with Aaron Brees and that defense to get it done. You should run
for one of the districts in Jersey. You're a politician, and you're a great politician.
I am not. You're calling me a dirty, lying piece of shit.
No, I just said politician. I didn't say dirty.
That's look up politician. That's what it says in the Urban Dictionary. They're quite garbage people. I'm not
like my passive.
That's passive aggressive. That's passive aggressive. I do not call me a politician. Who
wholly transparently was absolutely.
Who wants to do that? And unless hey, listen, you get paid like $400,000 a year as a president, and somehow they're multimillionaires. I wonder how that happens after they become president. But nonetheless, maybe this company in Ukraine will pay me $10 million to speak at a convention. I don't know how that happened, but nonetheless,
you never know. There's been some ex
shiesty. They're all shiesty. Do not call no politicians here. All right, Sabo, I appreciate you jumping on. I think in 2 weeks, you're gonna jump back on, and we're going to what's the show we have lined up in 2 weeks? Let's see. I think in 2 weeks we're doing battles to watch for preseason.
What date is that?
I don't know. Whatever 2 weeks. Now I can't lock down days necessarily.
Is it after camp starts?
Yeah, it's me after camp starts. So we'll talk a little bit about camp. We'll talk about who's winning those battles, who you predict to win those battles, the best battles to watch out for. Next week, I'm going to do a top 25 with Nania. Sabo might be busy, but if you obviously want to, come on.
No,
we'll rank the top 25 players on the team, which is always a fun show. What else do we have left? 53-man roster prediction. We might do with Sabo. And then I know I'm going to do another show with Nania, stacking the AFC East position groups against each other. Give a point total to each position group and see who has the best rosters in the NFL or in the AFC. Is really going through position by position.
Yes. On top of all that, I'll be back with film stuff and Corbett too. Corbett's in on the membership stuff, so we could do a lot of meet and greets. So get ready for all that. It's gonna be a busy summer. I'll tell you that.
Perfect. I'm gonna do one more check on the okay.
So we have 8, come on, man.
We have 8 votes. So we have 8 votes, 75 to 25. So it's right now it's 6.
I gained up some 6 to 2.
Yep. It was, and I know your dad was in here. So thank you, Mr. Sabo, for voting for your son.
He voted against me.
I don't think so.
Yes. I don't. He voted, think so. Dude. Trust me, he voted against me.
So he gave you that gray hair at an early age, and he's voting against you, and he's criticizing your golf game. It seems like you have some daddy issues that you might be taking out on me, calling me whatever the Nets fan thing you said, I'm a politician.
If he's Donald Trump, you're Bernie Sanders. Let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to get into that. We're gonna now we end it. Next week again, Nania.
Oh, you don't like 25. Bernie? You could be Pelosi or who else do you want to be?
Hey, I have the advantage in the stock game with Pelosi there. Here we go.
Mitch McConnell. I'll come up with one. Don't worry.
So Sabo, like you said, I'm not gonna speak about exactly what we have coming on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is gonna be much more diverse and involved. I will say. Look out for the website is expanding in certain ways that are really exciting.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to speak about that at all. But we are going to be making some moves in the next couple of weeks. Again, streams coming, 38 reviews, 35 of them out. Sabo's going to come out with a lot more film stuff. Again, I spoke about it last week. I think in terms of like Sabo and I, it's a great combo because I'm more of the individual player evals, and Sabo's great with scheme and that stuff and breaking that down. So look out for some Sabo stuff with the scheme breaking down. When's your next stream with Wayno? When's that one coming?
We're gonna try.
You guys can do like a private thing too, right? Like a meetup thing, or I know you're talking about that a little bit as well.
When we announced the YouTube memberships and the revamped website memberships, all JetX members right now, if you're a JetX member on the site, you get everything, including the YouTube stuff. It carries over. But Wayne, we're going to do a lot of behind the paywall stuff on YouTube because a lot of people just live on YouTube and don't bounce off. So I think tomorrow night, but stay tuned.
Cool.
I'll be on Asman tomorrow. I should know by the morning tomorrow.
Sweet. So look out for Sabo, Jake Asman tomorrow, and Wayne soon. The private meetup, again, sign up for the site. If you sign up for the site, it's still $5 a month. If you sign up for the year, $6 a month. If you do it individually, I believe, you get all the articles. You'll get some stuff on YouTube that we're going to incorporate. And we're now 6-4, Sabo. We're getting a little bit close here. So we'll put it out.
I'm doing my politician thing. I'm doing my politician thing now.
Hey, you called me Nancy Pelosi, and people are starting to vote against me now. Blewett has a better. I appreciate it, Dakota. We will see you guys next time. Thank you, everybody.